Hey everybody, the Elder Millennial here. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome to the channel if this is your first time checking it out. So, I've got the house to myself this weekend. It's just me and the cat. Hopefully she stays out of this room. I don't want to shut her out because she just like scratches at the door and whines, and sometimes she really craves attention. So I'm leaving the door open. Hopefully she doesn't come in and get into any trouble or anything that might distract me from the run. But I was feeling a little bored, so I thought, what do I like to do to fill the boredom? I like to do Elden Ring runs. So I thought I would do one tonight and let you join me on this journey. This is not a no-hit run. This is not a no-death run or anything like that. Just sort of a casual run. So let me decide how I want to start. Probably going to be the hero class, just because it has the most strength. But let me look at vigor. Is only 1 point behind on hero, and strength is 2 points ahead. This is going to be a strength run using a greatsword, by the way. Either Vagabond or Hero are both excellent choices here. I'm going to start with the Hero class. We'll call you GS, because this is a greatsword run. For the keepsake, as always, I'm going to take the golden seed. I mean, really, I don't know that there's anything better than this. Like, of course, the golden seed. And like I said, hopefully there's no distractions during this, so if there are, I'll do my best to edit them out. But we'll get started. We'll go over here and pick up the Tarnished Wizened Finger, as you have to pick it up or these doors will not open. And real quick, we're going to get rid of that shield, because who needs a shield? Actually, this run shouldn't be too bad until late game. I feel like probably starting around Maliketh is where it's going to get a little on the difficult side. And we're going to lose this fight. There we go. Going to be skipping cutscenes as well. At least for the most part. I always like to start out a new game run by doing the Cave of Knowledge. And that's just to get some additional runes before we make it up to Caelid and the Church of Ella. So yeah, we're just going to run through here. Some running R1s. This guy. Sometimes this guy goes poorly for me. I don't know. Yeah, like that. That was... That was awful. That was terrible. Do a better job there. And those were some jumping R2s. I'm going to be using a lot of those. Roll past his arrow. And a jumping R2 followed by an R1. And just because that's what the game wants you to do right here, we're just going to do a crit on this guy. Little backstab, or back chop, if you will. I thought about doing it to him, and then just decided to whack him in the face. Okay, this guy's fun because you do a jumping R2 as your initial attack, and you'll break his stance, and you can get a crit. What I like about this guy is it kind of teaches you that. I can't remember if it actually teaches you that. It may. I've had the tutorial tips in this area turned off for a long time now. But you get to Soldier of Godric, and you do the same thing. Jumping R2, break his stance and get the crit. And that's all you gotta do. All in all, I kind of expect this run to be somewhere, maybe around 5 hours. I don't really know why I grabbed that grace. We don't need it. I'm not coming back here. Out into Limgrave we go. Do want to grab this grace. And then we're going to superhero jump. And we're going to go a little to the left over here because I don't really want to aggro the tree sentinel. But I do want to run over here and grab this golden rune too. And also the smithing stone 1. We'll talk to Caelid. And then we'll sell him the golden rune 2 we just picked up. And that plus the enemies we killed in the cave should give us enough to buy a crafting kit and 2 of the cracked pots. He has another cracked pot to sell. Let's see if I remember to come buy it at some point. Ideally, we'll end up with at least 6 cracked pots. I mean, there's several merchants that sell them. They're not really hard to come by. You can get several if you go to Jarburg. But we're probably not going to do that in this run. So just hoping for around 6 crackpots without having to go too far out of our way. That was me trying to get on Torrent, forgetting this is New Game and not New Game Plus. Force of habit. Force of habit, anytime there's like a distance I've got to run, I'm just like, I automatically do the button inputs for summoning Torrent. But we'll get Torrent right here, so we're going to rest at the Gatefront side of Grace. You either need to rest at this one or the Aguil Lake North side of Grace. Pretty sure it has to be one of these two to trigger this cutscene.
Have you but you? I can turning to
yeah, Melina. I accept.
I bequeath.
That's what we want right there.
Treat him with
And you can put these wherever you want. I tend to put the Spectral Steed Whistle in this pouch. We'll grab this golden seed. We're also not gonna get all the flash charges in this run, but we're gonna get what I think is enough. We're gonna get enough to do the run, you know? Stone Sword Key. Sight of Grace. Alright, there's a few things we want to do here. First of which is going to be a run up this hill. Okay, now that we've followed Kate Walsh's advice and run up that hill, we are going to go back to the Stormhill Shack, Site of Grace. And we're going to jump down here and go straight ahead for a few more Smithing Stone 1s. Take the Site of Grace at the War Master's Shack. We don't need anything down here yet, but I am going to want to come to the Summon Water Village later. So that's fine. We'll go all the way to Summon Water. We'll grab the Grace down there. That'll let us pick up another Smithing Stone 1 right here. When all's said and done, we're probably going to have more Smithing Stone 1s than we actually need. I feel like usually when I do a run like this, I end up with like 13 or 14 of them by the time I'm ready to start leveling up a weapon. Let's go back to Stormhill Shack. Oh, and if I didn't mention it, I haven't gone back to the Church of Ella since getting Torrent, because I don't care if we get the Spirit Calling Bell or not. I don't have any intention of doing any summons on this run. And I should add, in addition to not being a no-hit run and not being a no-death run, this is not going to be an all remembrances run. If you run behind this octopus thing, there should be a Trina's Lily you can grab. And we'll get this big guy's attention. So he will come at us and break that statue open. At which point, we will go and pick up the goods. By the way, those trolls have like a, yeah, that like scream or roar attack. That thing has some range on it. While this wasn't originally part of my plan, but while we're here, you can grab some of the golden runes from these coffins. Just watch out for that ram. He will come after you. Watch out for these floating things. And watch out for the bats. Now that we've got Torrent, let's go back to the first step. Hop on Torrent, and we're going to run back here. This should be a good point to jump off, I think. Since there are spirit springs down here, just landing somewhere near them will prevent you from taking fall damage and a death right there. Then we're going to jump back up to this one, jump again. That looks so cool. With like the Erd tree in the background glowing. Okay, let's head to Gatefront. I said this is a greatsword run. The back of that carriage has, I think it's the Lord Sworn's greatsword, and it's an excellent option. Actually, it's really hard to go wrong with greatswords in this game. I think my personal favorite is probably the Banished Knight's greatsword, but it can take a bit of farming to get. The Lord Sworn's, it's really a good option, but not the one I'm going to use in this run, so... Ooh, we do want to go over here.
Could you help us out, Cully?
So we can hit this tree revealing Bach. And then talk to him.
Just thank you. I was pushing and I ended. Oh,
And talk to him again.
So this is all
And he will give you 10 mushrooms. That's an ingredient we're going to be using later. So good to have as many of those as possible. They're literally everywhere though, so you should never be in a situation where you don't have mushrooms or can't get them. My advice when you're doing that, pay attention to where the knight's cavalry is and don't get bodied by him like I just did. I was like really hyper focused on not going over the edge and trying to grab the smithing stone 1, which I did not grab. Which, let's just inventory check. Yeah, I've already got 13 smithing stone 1s. So, it doesn't really matter. Let's see, order of operations. We'll go this way. There's a bear. So we will divert ourselves slightly. I'm going to crouch down so as not to wake the sleeping bear. But I am going to grab these Trina's lilies and run as he wakes up. What I do really want is the Axe Talisman. Now I'm going to go ahead and equip it because the last couple of runs of this I did, I got pretty far before realizing that I had not equipped it. Well, actually not pretty far. It's generally after Margit. I realize, oh no, I just did that fight without the Axe Talisman. We're going to run like crazy, ignoring wherever we are, because there's a giant bear behind us. I'm just going to mark the map here. And yes, I marked the map because I can get really lost here.
Welcome, dear customer.
Because I have what they call no sense of direction. We're going to pick up Spike Cractier and Greenspill Cractier. A lot of Cractiers. Jimmy Cractier. And Tarnished don't care.
Welcome, dear customer. Yes, right this way.
Hell am I? Oh, I'm here. Okay. Oh, okay, yeah. See, no sense of direction. I got turned around super easy. It's gonna make, yeah, this is gonna be probably a longer run than I thought. I was guesstimating like 5 hours, but I keep getting lost like this. It actually shouldn't take much time once we've done a lot of our setup. Going in here with no healing flasks is probably a great idea. We'll grab that golden seed. By now, Pumpkinhead ought to be on the move, so we can go right past him. And run, avoiding the fire bombs that these guys are going to throw at us. And hopefully avoiding the knight that's down there. And it looks like he's not chasing us up the ladder, so that's good. I mean, we could probably beat him, but it's still risky. Mistwood Outskirts. Later on, we are going to be using sleep pots. That's why we need the cracked pots, and the mushrooms, and the St. Trina's lilies.
rescuing the great Kenneth.
Like I said, the mushrooms are everywhere. Crackpots aren't really that hard to come by. Like I said, probably around at least six of them. Probably more than we'll need. Trina's lilies are rare, but they're not as rare as the game would have you believe. Probably won't go to the consecrated snowfields in this run. But there's actually enemies there, some jellyfish you can actually farm the Trina's lilies from. But even without a farming location like that, there's several spots where you can get a number of them. Honestly, if we got like 10 of them, we'd probably have all we need. Okay, I'm going to put away my weapon so I can use kick. And I'm just going to repeatedly kick this asshole. Oh, there it is. Pick up the golden seed that Kenneth left behind for us. I think the last time I did this, it was in a, not in a recording or anything, but last time I did it, I did everything in a completely different order, and I ended up coming from that side toward the church instead of running past that troll like I just did. Anyway, we're going to grab the Sacred Tear and the Wondrous Physick. Take this gate into Caelid. Everybody loves Caelid. The only reason I'm taking this side of grace is because, and we're not going to need it, but it's just force of habit at this point, is killing him is a great way to get a ancient dragon smithing stone. But I'm probably not actually going to do that this run because we should only need one, and we don't really need it early. So probably the one that's easiest to pick up is the one in the Mountaintops of the Giants. Or I should say the one in the Mountaintops of the Giants that's in the giant, like, skull's mouth next to the church where you get rivers of blood. Now you can run past this guy, which is what we're going to do. Sometimes his AI gets a little... He'll just start running right here. Yeah, that's some jank. It's real easy to get tripped up right there, though, when he does that. One more. Actually, is there another one? Yeah, one more right here. Okay. I don't really need anything down here, but, here we go. We'll take the side of grace anyway, and then go back. We're not going to fight the Putrid Avatar yet. I don't really want to do that with a level 0 axe. I mean, it's doable, but I feel like it would go on for too long and I would just like end up screwing up a roll or something. I feel like I need to be able to do a little more damage to be able to take on the Putrid Avatar. Like, the worst thing I think the Putrid Avatar is going to do in the fight is do a lot of that jumping attack that spreads the Scarlet Rot. Which is easy enough to dodge because you just roll behind him when he's up in the air. Right before he comes down, but if I had to do that like 30 times in a row, I'd probably screw up and end up getting robbed at some point. Let's go back to Agil Lake North. Actually, the Mistwood outskirts is probably closer to where we're going, but this isn't too bad. Not too bad of a run. Hold on. There we go. That was just really going to bother me. Alright, I haven't put my axe back in my hand. Don't care, don't want determination. If you ever see me run past something and swing and completely miss it, it means I didn't care if I hit it or not. See, 2 more mushrooms. Literally everywhere. The best thing about the mushrooms is if you see a spot where they are close to a site of grace, they usually just respawn, so you keep getting them. And I mention that now because up ahead is a site of grace next to a mushroom. So if you need a lot of mushrooms, just rest at the grace, grab the mushrooms, rest at the grace, rinse and repeat. This is a good spot because there's a guy up on the hill there. You kill that guy, a rune bear appears. Kill the bear, and you get a larval tier. In case you want to respec after you beat Rennala. Which, later on in this run, Smithing Stone 1, which we don't really need anymore. I couldn't remember if it was a 1 or a 2. I was kind of hoping it would be a 2. That's alright. There's a Smithing Stone 2. Just up ahead. We already have enough mushrooms, but I don't know. It's like OCD or something. I'm gonna go out of my way to pick up. Golden Rune. And Sleeping Stone 2. Why, yes, I will take this side of grace. And we'll talk to this fellow, and we're going to purchase a cracked pot. And now we only have 220 runes, which is a decent amount to lose. And I actually mean that, like, I'm not concerned if we lose this, because there's a good chance I'm gonna have a death in just a little while. And my cat has entered the room and climbed in my lap. Let's see how this affects my gameplay. Oh, are you just still sitting there? I thought for sure I would have aggroed you by now. Or, hello? Okay, so I don't think I've ever, like, not aggroed that guy before. That was weird. But you know what? I'll take it. We're gonna sit at this one, just to get this out of the way.
Forgive me to determine if you had. It seems my torrent, whereas I merely there is, but I can take gathering. Very well. Let my hand.
We're going right back to the Castle Morn lift. And we're about 30 seconds from a possible death. Maybe not. I've definitely done this without dying, but I also didn't have a cat laying on my arm that's trying to use a controller. So we'll see how this goes. Shit. Come on, lock on. Okay, we'll get out of here. Actually, let's go back to Castle Morn Rampart. There's a couple more things we can grab. Here's a single Freena's Lily. You could also run around this and get here. Again, I don't really need the Site of Grace. I don't plan on coming back here, but some things are just force of habit at this point. We're going to run down this way. To the Tombsword Ruins. And right here are a whole bunch of Trina's lilies. We're going to grab all those, and then we're going to run down here. And back here, there should be 3 more. Now we're actually going to run up to the church because I do want to grab the sacred tear that's inside. And we're going to run into the side so we don't aggro those mausoleum soldiers. And I guess I got the one at the Church of the Pilgrimage, so we'll get the one here at the, I think it's the 4th Church of Marika. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna travel now to Caelid and Fort Farum. It's probably pronounced Farum. Far off place and a far off land. We're going to switch over to the Morning Star because it has some bleed built up. And we're going to kill... We're going to spend 5 minutes here and kill Grail. Every once in a while, we'll get that bleed proc. For some massive damage. There are better bleed weapons you could pick up that have more innate bleed on them than this does. You could also get a weapon and add the bleed grease to it. There's a lot of pretty effective ways at killing this dragon quickly. But for this run, I just decided to, just grab this weapon and we'll just use it. It's honestly not too bad. I mean, we very nearly got him down to half health already. If you're wondering why I'm doing it on horseback, it's because you can just stay stationary and hit him. When you do it on foot, your attacks tend to, you have to reposition yourself a lot. But with Torrent, I don't have to worry about the controls. I get in the right spot, I stay on Torrent, and all I've got to do is just hit the R1 button repeatedly. going to go ahead and pop the Gold Pickle Foulfoot because he is very close to death. Yeah, I know you can cheese this guy and run back to the side of Grace as he's dying and sit down. And then just keep getting runes from him over and over and over again. But I don't really want to use any glitches or anything in this run. So yeah, like 98,000 runes. That's pretty nice. Let's take a look at the Claymore. So we need 13 decks. Okay, so we're going to bump our decks up to 13 so we meet the minimum requirement to wield the weapon. We're going to take our vigor up to 18, our endurance to 16, and our strength to 32. That'll put us at level 35. Yeah, that should be pretty good. That's pretty decent. Some smithing stone 7s and a stone sword key are the main reasons we came up here. And I guess one smithing stone 8 as well. We're going to jump down into the Spirit Spring and make our way over to the Church of the Plague. Grab the Sacred Tear and the Sight of Grace. And get down here however you like. This is the route I like to take. Just be quick about it because that sound you just heard was the big guy back up on that hill that we just descended. Throwing shit. Also, watch out for the lion guy. And the big bird, and the big dogs. I don't know if I'm going to fight Radahn in this run or not. But if you want to fight him, go ahead and grab that Site of Grace. That way you can get back to the Radahn Festival pretty quickly. And now we've got our Ash of War. Just fun to watch. Plus you get the runes from it. Yeah. Okay. That's enough of that. Let's go back to the round table hold. And let's sell... Well, let's just sell everything. We're going to strengthen our armament. I think we've got all the Smithing Stone 1s and maybe a couple of Smithing Stone 2s that we're going to need, so... Yep. So we've got a +4 Claymore now. Our default starting gear still. Don't think I've picked up anything else. The Axe Talisman. So we're looking pretty good. We're gonna head to Aguil Lake North. Actually sit back down and mix our Wondrous Physick. We want the Strength Knot Crystal tier and the Spiked Cracked tier for now. We can go ahead and use our blast charges. Let's go back into flasks and allocate charges. We're not going to need any blue flasks, so... Ashes of War. What I like about cragblade is that you can give the heavy affinity to the weapon you put it on without needing the wet blade or whatever you get inside of Stormveil. And not needing that's going to be great because that'll save us a stone sword key or two. I can't remember how many it takes to get in that room in Stormveil. We're going to two-hand. Always good to two-hand your weapon because it'll basically increase the effective amount of strength you have. And right now, at level 35, two-handing, we've got an AR of 252 on this +4 Claymore. And that's without the buff to our strength that we'll get when we drink our Flask of Wondrous Physick. I'm going to put the blue flask we're not going to be using in a pouch. Even when I use it, that's usually the position I put it in the pouch. That way here, I'm only flipping between health flasks and Wondrous Physick. we're going to go in here to kill Patches. But first, we're going to get invaded. We're going to use a heavy R2. And we're going to miss. Yeah, me too, buddy. Okay, a little bit of advice. If you don't whiff that first attack like I did, you can end that fight pretty quickly. I don't think we really need to drink our flask, but I say that, but then like watch me like, oh wow, I say that and then Patches is a fucking problem. Alright, time to get serious. It's 100% because I'm recording. But like that was, oh, the worst Patches fight I think I've ever done. Wow. Anyway, yeah, let's just go to the Table of Lost Grace. We're gonna go ahead and buy Margit Shackle. We're not actually going to use it on Margit, though you can, but we're going to use it later on Morgott. I feel like I'm forgetting something here. Leather armor. Leather gloves? Yeah, leather gloves. And leather boots. For now. Whopping 27 poise. Feel free to wear, especially as you get your endurance up, wear whatever you want. Ideally, you'd have a poise of 51 or higher. We're not going to get that. We could, but we're not. Got 3 stone sword keys. Okay, that's fine. Let's go to Summon Water Village outskirts. We don't have a pouch for it yet. We're going to go ahead and pick up our next talisman. I think that's 2. We had 3. Now we have 2, so I guess it's only 1 stone sword key. Okay. I can't remember how many stone sword keys anything takes in this game. Okay, then we're gonna go Thornhill Shack. We'll add 1 more point to Vigor. Oh, is it still not enough? Oh man, I thought it would be enough. It's not enough. I misread the number the first time. Okay, not a huge deal. We should still be able to take out Margit, I think. I'm gonna sit down here just to de-aggro that guy. Or those guys that are running up the path. Okay, we'll try Margit now. I'm gonna try to maybe brute force him at first. We'll see. If I die, I'll come back and try to be a little more creative with it. It didn't go as well as I thought it would, but, you know, not too bad. Definitely went sort of brute forcey there at the end.
You there? Come on. It's tightly. Oh, God, you breached. Well, but of course.
Actually, I am gonna go through the castle.
Back, you red tarnished. It's always me. What did I do to
Unless you're trying to, like, complete Gestalk's quest line that intertwines with Kenneth and Nefeli Lu, be sure to kill him right there. If you're going to take this path. You don't have to kill him if you're going to have him open the gate. But if you're going this way, you definitely want to kill him. Otherwise, he will lock you in a room with a Banished Knight. And it's a situation that really lets the Banished Knight get the drop on you. Oh, come on. But now with Gestalk being dead and all, you can just open that door, and I'm going to crouch down and head to the left. There's the Banished Knight. Stabby, stabby, charged R2. Didn't even drop anything. Get no luck on the drops. Not that I actually need the Banished Knight to drop anything. I kind of would like some Exile Greaves. Be cool if one of these guys could, one of these Exile guys could do me a solid and drop some whenever we run into more of them. Actually, I could probably just farm the guys with the troll outside the secluded cell. I mean, it's not a biggie if I don't get them. I just kind of wanted Exile Greaves. But what I don't want to do is go too far out of my way. Oh, hey, right. I have a talisman slot. Golden Seed! Trina's Lily! Nice try, asshole. A lot of times the bird will fly into that hallway, and it is terrifying. It's so dark. I feel like normally in a run, I would have already gone to Liurnia. fuck off me. I would have already gone to Liurnia and purchased the lantern. I really can't see shit. All that was pretty rough, so all you fuckers are dead. Why am I running back? Fast travel. It's a thing. Out of curiosity, at this point we have 23 mushrooms, 16 Trina's lilies, and 5 crackpots, I think.
This way, Tarnish.
Nope.
May I have a word?
Do not. Oh, I had to. Oh.
I am the word. I'd heard and upon look at talk.
Fine.
I was entrusted by Torrents.
I'll take the spirit calling bell and the lone wolf ashes.
Forgive my...
I saw the movie Airheads, and I agree. There are 3 of them. They're not exactly lone.
Wait, well, you're back.
Well, I came here to buy a crack pie.
Goodbye.
So now we have 6. And that's a pretty decent amount of crackpots. How many? 1 smithing stone, too. I feel like last time I did this run, I had at least a +5. But that may have been from going to Liurnia early, too. Strength not, spiked, cracked. Yeah, this looks good. This is fine. Jump at me, bro. Oh, going straight into tornado land. Not an awful Godric fight.
Is golden, and one day we'll return together to our home, bathed in rays of gold.
And we'll run down this hill to the Bjornia Lake shore.
He's surprised no matter.
No, buy myself a lantern. And a few more smithing stone twos. 4. I have 4. Yeah, we're gonna go back to the round table hold.
Those of a chalified and what?
I don't hate the idea of having a +5 weapon. That was jump scare number 1. Oh. Didn't see number 2, but you heard it. Sometimes they both happen in jump scare fashion. There's actually... Fuck. There were some smithing stone 2s on the edge of this like gazebo thing. I missed them because controlling torrent is awful in this game. But it's okay, because I don't want to go around rounding up 6 more smithing stone 2s. When we could just go get the bell bearing. It's not really far out of our way to do that. So that's what we're going to do. Wow. My god, I hate torrent so much. No, actually, I love torrent. I hate how he controls. The only reason I'm taking that side of Grace is because if later I decide that I wish I had taken the Temple Quarters side of Grace, that one's at least not too terribly far away from it. Hey, 2 more mushrooms. And because I'll feel bad running past it without getting them, there are 1, 2, 3 more Trina's lilies. And a side of grace. Now it's pretty much a straight shot past the walking mausoleum. And the field of mausoleum soldiers. Fortunately, you can run past all of these guys. Just don't get stepped on by the walking mausoleum. I think straight shot-ish. Okay, I'm going to switch over to our unleveled up Morningstar. It's going to do better against the rock guys and probably the Crystallian at the end. Well, granted, our sword with cragblade on it would probably be just as effective, if not more effective, but I feel like I'm just used to using this weapon in here. This is a pretty easy area anyway, so we're not going to have any trouble with a level 0 weapon. One thing I always do is send the lifts back up. Because if something happens and you die, you don't want to have to wait for these with a bunch of the rock guys chasing you. But if you send them back up, you're good to go if you have to run through here again. We'll take him out with a couple of jumping heavy R2s or jumping R2s. Guess they're not really heavy attacks when they're... Well, I guess they're still heavy attacks, they're just not charged. And I was too busy talking about heavy attacks and not heavy attacks. And forgot to dodge arrows. Do I waste a whole flask just to get that sliver of health back? Yes. Yes, I do. Alright, let's see if I get completely and totally butchered here. Oh my god. Why are you doing this? There you go. Normally it opens with that. Why, yes, I am brute forcing this. That's why I just tanked a whole bunch of damage. Switch back to our Claymore. And we're going to hand in the bell bearing and then purchase... I think I need 6.
I didn't probably doing much. Just lay out.
Okay, finally, we have a +6 Claymore. We'll add that charge to our flask. See what kind of leveling up we can do. 20. Yeah, we'll bump you up to... yeah, we'll bump you up to 17. 20 on vigor. Strength up to 34. So when we have our physick active, we effectively have 44 strength. Plus we're two-handing the weapon, so it's actually more than that. But yeah. Level 40. That's pretty good. We'll head to the South Raya Lucaria gate. Just curious what our AR is. It's 286. Get this golden seed and go back to the main academy gate. I'm a little worried about the academy here. Worried about the Red Wolf. I'm not normally great at the Red Wolf fight anyway, so it may be one we have to do a couple of times. His movements just always feel very janky to me, and it really throws me off my game. I'm actually more concerned about Red Wolf than I am, like, Rennala. Enemies that concern me the most in this academy are the Red Wolf and Moongrum. Anytime you play a melee character, you should be afraid of Moongrum. I don't know why I jumped. Because Moongrum... melee characters and Moongrum are a bad mix because he can parry and get a critical on you on just about every attack you do. I'm gonna miss it. We'll drink up just in case. A lot of things seem to be going wrong this run, so... I keep thinking that, am I forgetting to do something? This seems... everything seems a lot harder to kill than it did on my last run. That was very similar to this. Alright, this is probably gonna be the first death. I don't think I've died yet. Can't really remember. Yet. Yeah, I couldn't get out from the corner. He had me pinned down. Always with that damned opener. Don't do the jump in the air thing again. Oh, not that jump in the air thing. Oh my God. What the hell is that? Why did you attack the corner of the room? That was weird. You have projectiles coming at me, and you were about to do the big jumpy sword thing. You could have... Probably could have had me. We're going to go another point into strength. Six cracked pots is all we're really going to need. It's probably more than enough, but you know what would be even better? You'll never guess. It's seven. It's seven cracked pots. I'm just going to run over to the right, hug the wall. Once we're past the ball, just make a beeline for the door. You should get in before the other one drops. Okay, we... God, Moongram. I fucking hate this guy. We're going to try to cheese him. Please don't be on the elevator. Please don't be on the elevator. I just wanted him to fall down there and die. But instead, he rode the elevator all the way up, which means he's either going to come down on it one of these times, or he's just fucking up there now. Unless the game glitched. Maybe it glitched him out of existence. It probably fucking didn't. Ah, shit. God, my aim is, like, off tonight. Hey, why don't I get hit by some more books? Hey, that seems fun. Take that, fucking nerd. Yeah, I had a feeling this was going to be like a 2-cycle. Wait, where'd it come from? And that's Rennala.
Thy might into being.
All in all, other than like getting knocked in the head by a bunch of books in her first phase and having to 2-cycle it, that's not too bad.
Where did he flee?
It was honestly a pretty smooth phase 2.
Come out from whence ye hide. There are books and light aplenty.
Do a quick time check. Hour 34.
Out, say I, or will ye be gravestones to be better born?
Okay, this time we're going to go through there and head out on the Bellum Highway. quick pit stop here at the Bellum Church. I like to hug the left side of this path. The reason for that, and you don't have to be quite this far over to the left, but if you stay to the left, you will not set off the ballistas in this area. And if you wanted to, you could easily like run up there and get Howl of Shabriri and level Faith up to whatever it is, 33, I think. You could also grab Golden Bow at that point, or even the Golden Bow Ash of War that's in Limgrave. You could stick that on like a knife or something. If you wanted to use any additional buffs for this. But they just really aren't necessary. I think drinking the flask and doing cragblade at the start of a fight is buff enough. Okay, it's our first time in Altus in this run, so lots of things to go pick up. And lots of graces to grab. Golden seed there. Oh, hey, look, a golden seed. Erdtree, Gazing Hill, Site of Grace. Which is right next to a talisman location. There's probably a better way to get there. I just always hop up that wall. I am not skilled with Torrent at all, so like that's the easiest way to hop up here. Like you don't have to be an expert. So we'll take out Gillica and get the Ritual Sword Talisman. Because we've beaten 2 Shard Bearers, if we go back to the Round Table Hold, we'll get our 3rd Talisman pouch if we go up here and talk to Inia. Who, I'm going to let her speak her first couple of lines because they sound like so condescending. I absolutely love it.
I had my doubts, but look at you. Only
Okay, now we'll skip the rest.
have now
to become the thing as much. Now become.
Oh, and there's that if you want it. But anyway, back to the Altus Highway Junction. And let's not forget to equip the Ritual Sword Talisman. So this will increase our damage output as long as we're at full health. So if we take a hit, it's no longer active until we drink a flask and go back to full health. It's not quite as good as, say, the red-feathered branch sword, but I think it's easier to stay at full health than to be at low health. And plus, you see people doing the red feathered branch sword all the time, and like before they go into every fight, they've got to sit there and do something to deal damage to themselves to get their health low. And in the same way, I don't like buffing. Like that just seems like the most tedious thing in the world to me. Like I just can't. Honestly, if the red-feathered branch sword automatically put you at low health by equipping it, I would be a lot more inclined to use it. But the fact that you've got to stand there and like use Bloody Slash a bunch of times or something to get your health down, it's just I don't have time for that. And then on top of that, then you effectively have to no-hit the boss that you're about to fight. Which, yes, is made a lot easier with the additional power you get from the branch sword, but still. Yeah, I see you, Margit. I'd stop and fight you, but you don't have a very good item drop, so no. What are we at flask-wise? 10 at +6. That's actually not bad. Once again, why am I running when I can fast travel? Alright, we're going to strengthen our weapons some more. So we're going to go down here to this cave where we can get the bell bearing for smithing stones 3 and 4. And there's at least one smithing stone 5 we can just pick up off the ground. There are more smithing stone 5s deeper in the cave, and there's some 6s, but again, it's just kind of out of the way. It's going further into the cave than we need to. Best case scenario would be a smithing stone 5 actually drops from one of these guys. The Morning Star would probably have been a better choice for this. But I clearly do not care. Our Claymore with cragblade is going to be just fine, I think. Let's refresh the cragblade. Of course you didn't drop a smithing stone 5. That would have almost been too easy. What about you? Pickaxe. It's actually a great weapon, but I was really hoping it would have been a smithing stone 5. Plus, there's like a whole bunch of smithing stone 5s in the Celia crystal tunnel, but looks like today was not our day. But we can at least get our weapon to plus 12. That is, assuming I have enough money. We'll go ahead and give him Gestock Spell Bearing too. So we need 12 of those. 12 of those. Yeah, I guess until you get to like 7s and 8s, the smithing stones really aren't that expensive.
To lay out your own.
Alright, plus 12. What's our stat spread looking like? 20 vigor, 17 endurance. Endurance is probably fine for now, so we'll pump vigor and strength. And honestly, probably favoring strength, maybe? How many levels can we get? Does one level there and a couple into vigor, so we won't favor strength. A little more vigor. Never hurt anybody. Oh, where do I want to go? Where do I want to go? Maybe. You know what? No, I was thinking about getting the golden scarab, but I actually don't think we're gonna. I don't think we're gonna do that. Actually, I'm not going to use you for anything. Yeah, we'll use the Remembrance of Godric. And the one for Rennala. That's got to be worth a level, right? Oh, that could give me to 25 vigor. or 39 strength. The strength would probably be helpful. We'll go to 24 vigor. Maybe what does 25 get me at? 800. Urgh. We'll do 24 vigor, 37 strength. The fun part's going to be seeing how the fight with the Draconic Tree Sentinel goes. That's kind of why I wanted the extra point into strength. Time-wise, hour 51, so we haven't hit the 2-hour mark yet. Let's see if it happens while I'm trying to beat this guy. Fortunately, there's a Stake of America here. Hey, why don't we do some endless fucking fireballs? Oh shit. Oh, that one got me. Oh, close. That got me. That was... I knew it. What happened there at the end was I got super fucking greedy. I mean, let's be honest, it's really not that many runes, is it? Did not expect it to have such a big AoE effect around it, but I guess it does, and I guess I should have known better. Ooh, I was afraid I'd gotten a little too greedy at the end there, but no, that worked out. getting to the levels I wanted. Ooh. It's gonna make me wish that I'd gone and gotten the Golden Scarab. I should probably have had it equipped for that fight. Probably a lot of these last couple of fights. But let's try this without it. Let's see how we do. Worst case scenario, if we really are desperate for runes, we can always go to Mogwyn. But that's out of our way, so that's for this run, so that's gonna be an absolute last resort. I don't know. Even without the Golden Scarab or Gold Pickle Falfeet, like, killing bosses is generally the best way to get runes. And we're killing all the, like, main ones for, like, the main game. I mean, Godfrey shouldn't be too bad, and, for that matter, Morgott shouldn't be the worst. God, I hate this attack so fucking much. The last one would have them. So that's why I went for it. And it didn't have him. And I got stuck in the animation. It's probably not longer than most other greatsword attacks, like the slashing greatswords, but like the poke on the Claymore, the charged heavy attack, feels like it takes an eternity to come out, and you're just committed to it. Ideally, this guy won't do the that laser attack again. I really hate the laser attack. God, it just feels like forever. Oh, laser attack hit me. I'm actually starting to get worried. I must have been at a lot higher level the last time I came through here on a similar build. I know the weapon level would have been about the same. It's possible I might have had a plus 13 instead of a plus 12, but that shouldn't be that big of a difference. I think I might have gotten the Golden Scarab in that run, and I may have actually been at a higher level. I was level 88 when I finished the game, so thinking it wasn't that much higher of a level. I'm like level 50 now. Ah, shit. Okay, good. Just don't... fucking do the lasers. Right, I died twice to him. And I don't think I ever cared to actually pick up my runes, but it could have been that many, right? I totally leveled up after fighting the Draconic Tree Sentinel, didn't I? I think I did. Because, like, Draconic Tree Sentinel's a boss, so it's like... I would be really upset with myself if I completely just wasted boss runes. Did I? I did. I did. I think. Ah, great. No, that's gonna bug me. I'll have to watch this video. Hey, Leyndell Nightgreaves. We're gonna put you on. We'll put you on, buddy. 34 poise. Look at me. Oh, you son of a bitch. Thinking about spending some runes. Could this not get your attention, please? Because I don't want your attention on me. Ah, fuck. Okay, making sure other guy wasn't right behind me. Ritual Shield Talisman. We are going to go ahead and swap you out. We're just going to pick up Star Fist. I like to have one fist weapon on hand as a backup plan. And that's mostly for like the last couple of bosses. We'll do West Capital Rampart. What's our AR looking like? 394. Yeah. Okay, we'll go fight the Godfrey Shade. He should not be too bad. It just may take a while. I'll probably take the safe method of fighting him, which is baiting out one of his attacks over and over again, but it means doing a little bit of damage to him and then waiting a while and then doing more damage and then just sort of walking around and nothing happens until he does the attack again. You can certainly get in its face and end it a lot faster, but I think the method I'm going to go with is the safer way of dealing with Godfrey. Assuming a fucking Guardian doesn't hit me from behind. So that, like, long axe hit is the attack we want. Sometimes he does a follow-up, and we're going to hit him with R1s. Unless he does the follow-up, and after the follow-up, we're going to try to do a charged R2. I like how the lock-on button is also the button that, like, whips the camera around. Follow it up. That's right, big boy. Thanks for waiting for my cragblade to wear off. So now it's really going to take forever. Good to know he doesn't read that like he does drinking a health flask. Because you drink a health flask and he will fly across the room at you. Be a little faster, big guy. Temper. Oh, now you're just not going to follow any of them up. Cool. It's almost like you want my cragblade to wear off. Was it a mistake? Was it a mistake? Okay, good. I've never had him do this many of that attack and not follow it up. Like, usually he follows up most of them. Which results in a much shorter fight. Yeah, it takes a little more time doing it that way, baiting out that attack, but it's a really safe way to do it. It's only after you go in to hit, after he does that attack, where you have the potential to where you could get hit, and you really have to dodge his attacks. But it's really not that bad. It's certainly not as bad as when you fight Godfrey later, because he doesn't have all the stomp attacks that fill up the entire arena. How many levels? Do I just want to do that? Do I just want to go to 30? 29 maybe? 40, that'll put us at 50 strength with the tier. Yeah. Does that put me over 400 AR now? It should, because I've got the, Ritual Sword Talisman. Yeah, 436. Okay, good. Saying it out loud reminded me I needed to equip the Ritual Sword Talisman in the Talisman pouch slot that we got from beating Godfrey just now. Now I could run right past it and get the grace, but I think I'll fight the Black Knife assassin that's up here. It's just one of those fights that I feel like can go the wrong way fast. Or it can just hop around a little bit and do nothing else. How many runes do I need for a level? Not really that many. Got that 30 vigor. What do I have? Got a bunch of runes. Got a bunch of runes. I could spend these now on levels. Ooh. It's tempting. Go ahead and equip Market Shackle. Oh, that heavy R2 is kind of slow. I'm gonna end up losing 10,000 runes right here. Whoop. A little early on the skipping the cutscene. Shit. All right.
again. Allow me, you are unable prevented the thorns, a husk, the only way, and become my purpose. So I'd like to the flame then and guide.
Really want to level up with these runes. But I also really want to level up my weapon, but I need to get the next Smithing Stone Bell Bearing first. So ideally, nothing hands me my ass on the way to the Mountaintops of the Giants. I think the only real threats are the ones in this area. Mostly these guys up here that follow me onto the elevator, and all the guys that are like at the top of the elevator, including the guy on the horseback. And really, he's not as much of a threat, I think, as the archer is that's in the same place he is. Really? Not one of those beast guys. Okay, usually they follow me onto here. But that's okay. I'll take it. For enemies like these, all I'm doing are jumping R2s and then following up with an R1. Or 2. Horse guy will be our second target. The deadliest person here, though, is this guy. This guy we can probably just jumping R2 to death. Or we can fly over his head. That works too. Okay, now I'm not really all that worried. It's pretty smooth sailing to the Mountaintops of the Giants from here. Just a quick run through the Forbidden Lands. They should really let you use Torrent here. Actually, why can't you use Torrent here? That's ridiculous. I'm going to go ahead and take the shackle off because I don't need it there anymore. There are a bunch of vulgar militiamen. In this area. Grab the golden seed and just keep running past. There's a Blackblade Kindred, but I don't care because there's a site of grace. He will come in here and hit you, though, so as soon as you can, sit down at the site of grace. Because he is coming for you. So the first thing we're going to do is go and pick up the Smithing Stone Miner's Bell Bearing 3, and that will give us access to buy smithing stones of 5 and 6. Which will get us to plus 18 on our weapon. And we also have, I believe, 2 smithing stone 7s, so that'll get us plus 19. There are several more smithing stone 7s in the Mountaintops of the Giants. But again, we aren't going to really be getting them. Well, we might pick up 3 of them because they're going to be near one of our destinations. But that won't be enough to get another level, but it'll save us some money. It'll be 3 less stones we have to buy later when we get the 7 and 8 bell bearing. So 5, we need to buy, we already have 1, so we need to buy 11. And then we need to buy 12 6s. I'm also sorry, because I realized a little while ago, but I didn't say anything, but it seems like the audio is slightly off. Like the in-game audio is happening a little delayed.
I need to do. Oh, don't pay me. Just lay out.
Alright, so there's our plus 19 Claymore. Which means...
Back already. No matter.
Let's just sell all of our stuff. How many levels will that get me? Several. Can we take you to 35 and you... to 43? I'm actually trying to think ahead. So we'll get a fire giant level. All the fire giant runes can go to leveling. Godskin Duo runes are going to have to be split between leveling and final weapon upgrades. Maliketh can go straight into this. Can Gideon or Lou can go to this, but I need to be decently leveled for Horaloo. Ideally, by the time I go into the Radagon fight, I'd really like strength to be around 60. Vigor is almost there. I just want to push it to 40. You know what? I'm going to go with this. Just trying to decide if now is the time to push Vigor, or if I should really have gotten the extra points in Strength. $24,000. AR is 581. Let's go check time, 2:25. Not my best time on this run, but we're still, I think, well within our 5-hour guesstimate. It's always nice when I don't get attacked. Sometimes when I've done this, that fire prelate back there will like shoot a fireball, and because you're running away from it, you won't see it, but you will hear it. I did an extra set of double jumps there, but normally I like to double jump there right when he shoots the arrow, just in case he does have a good aim. You don't need to kill that guy, but I just like to. Plus, there's a golden rune 13. What is that? A blood rose? What is that? Oh no, it's an arterial leaf. God, if I use consumables, arterial leaves would be a really great find. Because they are great for things like blood boil aromatics. There's also like some yetis up ahead that you can farm. They're a little further up ahead, but they're near the foot of the forge, and you can farm them, and they occasionally do drop arterial leaves. So it's another one of those, like, it's a rare find, but there's also one spot in the game where it's absolutely farmable. If you have the time and the patience. That guy wakes up and you can get him to break a stone over there that has some Smithing Stone 7s in it. if I was willing to do that, we could grab those and then 3 more up ahead. And actually get up to level 20 on our sword, but I don't think we need to be at level 20 on our sword just yet. Speaking of other things we don't need to fight Borealis. I actually recently just did a Dragon Communion run. And it was actually a lot of fun. I might have to do that again. One that's maybe a little more optimized. Like, I only picked up, like, the dragon, like, the named dragon spells. Like, Aguil's Flame and Exite's Decay, and... to be honest, most of the time I just use Dragon Maw. But, there was definitely a time where I was like, oh, just the regular Rotten Breath would have been better than Exite's Decay. Exite's Decay, the named dragon spells are more powerful, but in the case where I was using Rot, Exite's Decay was doing too much damage to the boss. Or whatever enemy I was fighting at the time. Whereas the regular Rotten Breath would have had the same effect, but would have given me extra time I needed to, like, do buffs and stuff before phase transitioning the boss. Because I did do buffs for that run. I sometimes do buffs. I don't like them, and I didn't do a lot of them. Sometimes I just like a build that people are using as, like, OP one-shot builds, but I just don't like doing all the buffs they do, so I might trim it down to, like, 1 or 2 buffs instead of, like, 5 or 6. I basically turned a good one-shot build into a good 2 to 4 shot build. I think when I did that one, the buffs I did were Golden Vow and Howl of Shabriri. Because they're not overly complicated to use. They come out pretty quick. It's not one of those buffs where it's like, throw a pot to inflict a status on yourself and switch your hat like 10 times. Yeah, I don't do those. I think it's cool that people come up with those one-shot builds, but, like, I don't have the patience for the buffing. Honestly, I think in some of those fights, I just did, like, Golden Vow or just Howl of Shabriri, because, like, even doing just those, like, 7 out of 10 times, I'm not going to do them both. Okay, time for the Fire Giant. Fire Gigant. Here we go. Let's see how attempt number 1 goes. Pretty good opener. Oh, pretty bad. Son of a bitch. Stand still. Down. Fuck. Well, that could have gone better. Come on, come on. Ah, missed it. It's just so long and drawn out. Really? Really? With this shit again? Although that was a great opportunity to get another cragblade on. I love so much when the dismount doesn't work. I know I could just use the whistle again to dismount, but I like to click the left analog stick in, and sometimes that just doesn't register for some reason. That felt weird. That felt like he didn't take the normal step back. He just sort of... I know it doesn't do a tremendous amount of damage, but... Oh shit. That was another instance of the dismount not really working. Shit. I'm just making all kinds of really bad mistakes on this run. I really didn't expect him to do that breath attack. I thought I had a good time, a good chance to re-cragblade, or drink a flask, or whatever I thought I was going to do. I thought I had him that time, so I clearly didn't pick up my runes, at least I don't remember picking them up. It was like 17,000 runes, right? Oh my fucking god. When you jerk your foot away like an asshole. Oh, fuck. Thought I was locked in an animation. I'm more concerned about these guys. Oh, not close. Oh, yeah, it still hit him. Thank you for the cragblade opportunity. I was worried about that. That took way more attempts than I thought it would. My time is probably already shot to hell. Yeah, we're almost at 3 hours. Jeez. I still have to get through Farum Azula. I don't think the Godskins will be a problem. Maliketh might be a time waster. And then Gideon and Horlu always have potential to be time wasters. Radagon and LW should be pretty easy, though. They usually are. Let's level up. How many levels can I get? I thought I was going to reach my max, which is going to be 40 on Vigor. It's as high as I'm going to go. I was like, cool, I have just enough to get 40 Vigor. And I'm like, I don't know that I want to ignore Strength entirely for that leveled up session.
I have long observed the lands between. This world is in dire need of death. Are you to commit? Very well, let my hand.
Okay, Crumbling Farum Azula. I think that's a Smithing Stone 8, maybe? And a golden rune. Number 9. Turn on my little light. Break my flask. Cragblade. There's at least 3 guys I've got to beat. And you can run right past them and grab the Site of Grace. They will likely all follow you in this room and then beat you mercilessly. But you will have already grabbed the Site of Grace, so you will spawn here and be able to pick up your runes that you just lost. So running past them is an option. And an option I've been known to take. Yeah, I wish I could remember what my level up strategy was at each point in the game the last time I did a run like this. Because I feel like this one is going a lot worse. Like, it's not awful, but like the death of like the Red Wolf of Radagon, that happens. I have trouble reading his movements and his like I just have trouble with that boss in general. But the fact that I didn't get Fire Giant on the first try, like, really concerns me. And sometimes you like stuff just doesn't go your way, but the fact that it took me like, what was that, like 4 tries on the Fire Giant, that is too many attempts on the Fire Giant. It is not that hard of a boss. Be sure to jump over here as quickly as you can, because that beast man from up there will actually jump down and follow you. I don't know why I'm going to pick this up, because I missed the other Somber Stormveil bearing that was back there, and I don't have any intention of using a somber weapon in this run. But yeah, I grabbed that 9. For no reason. You can also run past the Banished Knight. But I'm feeling pretty balls to the wall right now, so... Cool. I have a level. We're gonna add it to strength. I'm slightly concerned. The Fire Giant fight, taking as many attempts as it did, has me a little concerned that I'm not going to be able to do enough damage to Fat Boy and Slim in the next room. Right, throwing pots actually takes FP, doesn't it? In the worst case scenario, I want a flask charge. Well, I guess the worst case scenario is that I miss every sleep pot toss. Fuck you! Like that. That was an excellent opportunity for a sleep pot toss. out from behind your fucking friend, asshole. Okay. Fucking hell. Here we go. I've got more pots. This will be fine. I'm gonna need to throw a pot at this guy. Maybe not. Are you the problem? I did not expect you to be the problem. I was afraid one of them would be able to get an attack out before I was able to finish him off. I'm gonna take it. So I have 4 sleep pots. Seven and 8. Already done 1 level into 7, so that means I just need 10. So that means I just need 7. 9 8s. You know what? Before we do that, let's go grab the ancient dragon smithing stone. It's pretty free. I mean, there are some spider hands. And 2 of those really large birds. Not including the one that's fighting the Yeti down the base of this hill. But yeah, it was pretty free.
Lay out your own.
Great, that means we have some leveling up we can do. I'm gonna kick that up to 40. Does that get me? Do I want to? Do I need it to be at 18? This is 110. I feel like more endurance would be nice, but Not yet. Only at 48. It's lower than I want strength to be right now. Not the way I wanted to go. Let's go check out Master Hugh. I like to sell to him because you can see how much things are. Like, yeah, let's just sell everything. At this point, I really only need runes for levels. Is there not another level in there? Oh, it's so damn close. That's so close. It's so close. How far am I? 3,000? How many runes do these guys drop? Probably not 3,000. Actually, the fact that I can take the big boy out and like 2 charged heavy attacks is nice. Is that enough? I feel like I don't really need another point in endurance when I could go up to 50. Oh, that's a big leap. Yeah, or we're just gonna put it in strength. Time check, 3 hours 2. Okay. Oh, the cat is back. My cat came back the very same day. Alright, so almost time for the next big challenge, which is, of course, the bird run. I just remembered, I need to reallocate that flask back to healing. Let's see if I remember it at the next site of grace. I'll sit at Site of Grace again because I almost forgot to reallocate that flask charge. And my cat is in my lap and on my arm again. So we'll see how that affects my ability to control this. We'll try fighting the Draconic Tree Sentinel. Sometimes this is a good fight, sometimes it's a bad fight for me. Normally there's not a cat weighing down one of my arms. Digging claws into my leg. Stop it. Buddy, could you please take the claws out, put them away? Thank you. Okay, so the cat wasn't too big of a distraction. I was able to actually beat the Draconic Tree Sentinel. Okay, so I'm not the world's biggest fan of the Beast Clergyman fight. It either goes really well for me or really poorly for me. And then the Maliketh portion, it's really heavily going to depend how well it goes on whether or not I get a stance break. My only concern is that the Beast Clergyman portion of the fight is going to use up all of the cragblade, and I'm not going to get an opportunity to re-cragblade. And I feel like not having cragblade on for the Maliketh portion of the fight is problematic at best. I'm gonna brute force this. That actually went a lot better than I thought it would. Oh shit, did I no-hit that? That's okay, because Gideon's next, and Gideon is... I know everybody screams about how he's the easiest boss and he's such a free boss, and like for some reason I have the world's most trouble with Gideon. Fights that I'm not looking forward to in this run: Gideon and then Poralu. So last time I did a similar run, I finished it on level 88. So I'm pretty sure I had started as hero class there, so where did I put the points? So 4 more points would be 86. I probably did 19 endurance. I tend to like 19 for endurance. So, yeah. That's probably what it was. I wanted to come here because I wanted to get some more crystal tears that I may or may not decide to use at some point before this game is over. And for those playing along at home, my cat is now laying across my other arm. Shit. Oh, I fucked it. Okay, I moved in the arm. That actually kind of restricted my button presses more than I thought it was going to. The other arm was better. probably could have gotten 2 in right there. Like that. It gives you what, 90,000? The stone barbed crack tier is really what we wanted there. How many do I have? 42,000. How many is this? We'll pump you to 18. I'll go ahead and turn on the light. Don't really need it out in this open area, but it is nice once we get into the room with Gideon. Quick time check. We've been playing for 3 hours, 15 minutes. That's pretty much like right on schedule. I'd said 5 hours. We may beat that. It's just going to depend on how long it takes me to get past Gideon and Horalu. Horalu is potentially the real problem, but
I knew you'd come.
sometimes Gideon is a problem for me.
To become Elden Lord. It's a sad state of affairs. I commend your spirit, but alas, she'll take the throne. Maliketh has high hopes for us. We continue to struggle. Onto it, our fellow. You fought well.
That was just a series of bad decisions. Like, just really bad decisions. If you go in the main entrance again, he's waiting for you, and you've got to run down this long corridor. There's still a run up to him here, but it's not nearly as bad.
You fought well until now.
Tell you, he did that time. He liked to cast that spell on himself where you hit him like 4 or 5 times and he explodes. At 40 vigor, that explosion, getting caught in that, will absolutely one-shot you. So that's why I'm not doing the normal technique of run forward, hit R1 until he's dead, because he's going to cast that on himself first thing. So you'll see me going more for jumping attacks, because I don't think they actually set that off. See, there he is, casting it now. Maybe they do set it off. I don't know. I feel like in the past I've been able to do jumping attacks and it didn't set off the explosion. But trying to jump and then attack gives him way too much of a window. We're at 320. So that wasn't the worst time waste ever. Oh, it's that one. That puts us at level 88. Oh, I'll have to be a little higher then for the final boss. Because I'll definitely get a level up or two from, I'll probably get several level ups from Horaloo. Okay, we'll run up to the next sighted race. And then I'll evaluate where I'm at. And if I want to swap out anything. So remember during the Beast Clergyman fight, I said my problem with that fight was usually the cragblade running out and not having it and being less likely to get a stance break in phase 2. Yeah, that for Horaloo, Godfrey Horaloo. Like 1,000 times that, because it's absolutely going to wear out when I'm fighting Godfrey. And I'm going to have to try and choose an opportunity to re-cragblade during that fight, hopefully before phase 2 starts. Because I really want cragblade active for Horaloo. Horaloo's going to be the real time waster here. We'll try it with this setup. I may want to swap one of those tiers out for the stone barb. I hate to give up the 10 extra points into strength. I really hate to give up the extra damage from the charged attacks too. It's a real Sophie's choice. The Wondrous Physick. Here he comes. And that was a bad. That was a mistake. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. Last time I did this, I spent like an hour on Horaloo. Okay, so yeah, I think we're gonna beat the 5-hour mark. Normally I would swap in the stone barb. I could end up regretting this. Do I want the stone barb? I'm not going to use it on the Radagon fight. If I don't get a stance break on Elden Beast, I'll swap out, and I lose, I'll swap out the Spike Crack tier for the Stone Barb. We are going in with the cragblade though for Radagon. I mean, who knows? This could go very, very poorly. Yeah, it's kind of off to a shitty start. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I got greedy. I really want to open up with 2 charged attacks. And if he does the long, slow, he's got that, the one he just killed me with, if he does that as his opener, I can definitely get in 2 of these bad boys. This is good. I have a spot to heal here in a second. Oh, I missed that. Drink. Dodge. Should have dodged. Drink. Drink. Cragblade. Okay, we're gonna find out here if not having the stone barb cracked here is gonna be a problem. Nope, I don't think it is going to be a problem. Probably should have re-cragbladed. Oh, not close enough. Well, shit. Yeah, I know, dude. You're gonna fucking do that. I'm not gonna be anywhere near you, am I? When you emerge. Yeah, do that. That's fine. Okay, so the end of the game, we are level 94. We have a heavy Claymore plus 25, wearing still the champion headband, the leather armor, the leather gloves, and just some Leyndell Knight Greaves. Total poise is 34. We're at medium load. We're rocking the Ritual Sword Talisman, the Ritual Shield Talisman, the Green Turtle Talisman, the Axe Talisman, and throughout the entire game, we ran with the Strength Knot Crystal tier and the Spiked Cracked tier. Now, if you New Game Plus this, or level up enough in the main game, once your Strength as it is at 80, and right now I'm only at 66. Before it was 76 because of the Strength Knot Crystal tier was still in effect. But if you get strength up to 80, then you can go ahead and replace the Strength Knot Crystal tier. And I would recommend putting in its place the Stone Barb Crack tier. So you'd be rocking the Stone Barb and the Spiked Crack tier. And yeah, we have 10 flasks total at plus 7. So yeah, not bad. And here's the stat spread. Here at level 94. We got 40 vigor. I always run with 40 vigor. Like that's the cap for me. That's the first soft cap. Next soft cap is at 60, and I think that's like too much of a waste of runes. It can definitely help you out if you're a newer player having more vigor, but for PvE, you know, I think when people say level vigor, they're talking about maybe PvP. But PvE, I think 40 is a great spot. A lot of things can still one-shot you, but there's a lot of things that can one or two shot you at 60 vigor, or even 99 vigor. You don't ever do 99 vigor, by the way. That's a waste. After 60, you get so little investment from all the runes you need to spend to get those levels. But yeah, I digress. For me, 40 I think is a sweet spot for vigor. We didn't need any mind in this. Endurance, I got up to 19. It's more than we needed, but I always like around 19 endurance. Usually lets me wear whatever I want to. And gives me enough stamina to be able to like do enough attacks without having to wait for it to regen. Strength we got up to 66. Obviously, ideally, you would get this to 80. But as you've just seen, it's very doable at these numbers. Dexterity, we got up from 9 to 13, I think, just to be able to wield the Claymore. So if you choose a weapon with a lower dex requirement, then obviously you don't need to invest anything into dex. Intelligence, again, and faith and arcane, we did no investment into. At least not for this run. So, out of curiosity, we have a lot of runes, so yeah, we could go up to 74 strength here. And that would be level 102. I'm not going to do that now. But yeah, there you go. I hope you enjoyed this. Thanks so much for watching. And please go ahead and like and subscribe. And I will see you next time. I've been talking for a few minutes, so I think the total time actually was around 3 hours, 30 minutes. So I beat that 5-hour estimate by a good bit.